want spaghetti noodles.
Just put it in the kitchen.
I don't want to walk in the kitchen.
Well, too bad. Hey, I told you not too much talking. All right. Yes, that is my intro. I have to deal with it. And yes, it's July 4th live stream because we don't really have plans this time. I mean, we usually do, but things happened over the years and it is what it is. And I figured, oh, I'll be on here. As for how long, I'm not sure. Technically, there's no dinner because usually around this time, we eat kind of late and wait till the fireworks. But we don't have fireworks, but at most, I guess we can cheat and go up the hill and find the fireworks by the downtown area. And it's tiny fireworks. Does that count? Does that count as celebrating the independences? Yes, I can say it. I'm just messing with you. As you can see here, there's a lot of paint going on. I could have gone the whole red, white, and blue theme, but that just seems a bit everyone else and their grandmama's doing that, and I tend to go the other direction. So I am just working on some sunset colored pumpkin to replace this one, because this was like that for about, I'm going to say 2 to 3 years, and then I decided to make this as a gift for, actually I should be working on this now instead of this, but I keep seeing this in the other room and it's been lying around. So I gotta do something about it. As for what I'm going to put on there, your guess is as good as mine because I have no idea what the heck I'm going to do with it. So I'm just painting blindly, more or less, and trying to figure out what the heck do I do. I mean, I could do a beach scene. I could do a Sanrio thing. I can do a lot of things, but right now I have no idea. I'm just filling this up. And then I'll figure something out later. The only other thing is it's kind of wobbly. Hold still, damn you. Okay. And there's really no technique. Just if you have some things on the surface, like this has wings on it, or bats. Fireworks already going off, and it's free. Why did I do that? Anyway, I just do this. This is my process, and it's there's no process. It's just me doing stuff and hoping it doesn't look ugly. I assume that's how people do things, but okay, not really. I think they're a lot more clean and precise, and I do this, whatever the heck this is. But this is the bottom area where no one's going to look at it, so I can be a little bit more lenient on this side. Plus, I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to be on here as long as my usual live streams because I technically did not make dinner yet. I have leftovers, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure 2/3 of my family doesn't like what I make. Oh, that's more westernized. They usually want me to make Chinese food. And I don't mean like the what do you call them? The dumplings and the pot stickers and this and that. I mean the stuff from Northeast China. Hey! Stop trying to upstage me, you damn fireworks. I'm always upstage. Who am I kidding? Anyway, what can I talk about July 4th? I guess what I celebrated, how I celebrated it when I was younger. And it was usually every year my big giant family and I would just go to either, I think earlier on we went to, no, not Fresno. We went to Petaluma, where one of my dad's colleagues would invite us to their place, and it was kind of a long drive. Maybe it's about 4 to 6 hours, and that's if there's no traffic. But then we would spend time with the family friends family, and they had really nice houses there. Yeah, it was one of the places that filmed To Catch a Predator. I thought that was so funny when I first saw. I was like, "Hey, my dad's old colleague works there." Thankfully, he did not show up there. No. But it was just interesting that I was like, "Hey, I know that place, but it's not for that. It's for having fireworks every 4th of July. None of that kooky stuff that was going on To Catch a Predator." Anyway, sooner or later, we would just eat, have fun, catch up with the colleague's family. As for me, I just remember plowing down the stairs or I don't know, just rolling down the stairs somehow on my stomach. And because I would remember having scars on my tummy after doing that for, I don't know why. I guess it was such a long staircase and I had to. I don't remember. I was a weird kid. And then what was it? We would eat. Oh my God, that auntie would make the most amazing barbecues, and they had such a nice backyard and a nice house. I don't remember too much except just eating and having a good time there. And then we would wait till the evening. We would go to the local park nearby and watch the free fireworks at that park. Then we would go back to the driveway of the family friend and light up our own fireworks a little bit. Mostly sparklers for kids and some of the big stuff the older teenagers and such would do. And then we would go back home. That was about it for a handful of years. And suddenly they just stopped. I don't know what happened. They just suddenly stopped doing the whole Petaluma thing. And then we ended up doing our own 4th of July at my dad's vet clinic. We had a large enough open parking lot to light fireworks, and we would have like a small barbecue or get something from like KFC or whatever, or our little potluck, and we would have it with like, I think my uncle, auntie, and my cousin. And then we would wait till evening, and before we go do the fireworks, we actually have to buy the damn fireworks, obviously. So we go to the nearby-ish booths to buy the fireworks. They used to be cheap, but even $100 worth of fireworks, from what I could tell last year, that's like a small box. You have to get the good stuff. You have to crank out $200, $300, $400, it seems. I'm like, what? I thought 100 was more than enough. Not anymore, at least from last year. And then we would light our fireworks either on a step ladder or just on the floor. And then that was about it. I think in some cases, eventually we went to my brother-in-law and second sister's place. We would also do the fireworks there when the vet clinic was closed down. And then, sorry, there's a message. And then, sorry, I was doing messagings. And then sometimes we would stay overnight because one of my siblings was a little bit nervous about possible drunk driving, because, you know, when you have 4th of July, there is always that probability of a handful of interesting folks drinking, and then they decide to take the wheel. And since we go over a certain freeway bridge, my family member who, you know, just to be safe, we try to sleep overnight at my sister's house just to make sure nothing bad happens. And I'm like, well, like, I'd rather go home. At the same time, well, okay, fine. So we would comply and then stay overnight and then drive back in the next day. So that's about it. We've been doing that for a handful of years. As for this year, well, certain circumstances happened, and that's all I'm going to say. And so this year, I guess there were no plans for 4th of July until tomorrow. We'll actually have the gathering tomorrow. I'm not going to live stream that. You're not missing much. What was it? I think it's just like a family birthday thing because we haven't seen each other for a while, I suppose. And I think another family of ours had plans and they are not coming back till today. And, you know, it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. As for other people, I don't know. I just mind my business. Like, oh, okay, this is new, but it is what it is. Just take it or leave it. So yeah, that's basically the very rough summary of my usual time doing 4th of July. We would just get together either with relatives, our own family, sometimes family friends, but it's not always often because they have their own plans, which is always understandable. And then we just eat, catch up with things, have some little games here and there. Sometimes money is involved, but it's not gambling. And then light up fireworks or watch fireworks, go home, or eventually go home the next day. just so we avoid kooky drivers. That is about it. And do I miss those times? Oh, hell yeah. I miss those times when we didn't have to worry about paying a lot for fireworks or just, just being around family and all that good stuff for the sake of independence, I suppose. And yeah, just all that family togetherness, good stuff. But, well, sometimes things happen and they can't be helped, and you can't really do much about it unless you take it upon yourself to help accommodate to those changes for everyone. And when there's a huge family, that gets kind of complicated. So as for me, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I just came back from China like last Monday. I still have jet lag. Isn't that incredibly annoying? Yes, it is, because I thought I was pretty good, but then certain parts of the day, like 3 p.m., I'm out. I'm sleepy. My eyes are like, whoa, what's going on here? And I gotta sleep. But then when I try to sleep at my usual time, I'm awake. I try to sleep, but I can't go to sleep. And suddenly I just conk out. And then just today, I didn't wake up till 2 p.m. What is this? What is this life? And so, yeah, I used to have a lot of jet lag because I lived in another country, and then I had to readjust when I moved back here in the U.S. It took me like maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 months to finally sleep normal, I guess. But since I haven't gone for a long time and I am of age, the jet lag is kind of hitting me harder than usual. I don't like it. Can someone take it back? But no, I just have to deal with it. It's going to be long. It's already been almost a week, and I'm like, I'm tired at certain parts of the day. Now I'm pretty okay, though my head is a little, not so much lightheaded, just kind of, okay, let's do this. You got to move around. You can't be a night owl. I mean, I technically am, but not for this. So I don't really have much to talk about with 4th of July. I try to keep family, and then I just take out the general gist of it, like a rough summary, and just go from there. I can still continue about the China trip because, well, that's all I'm going to be talking about. I did give a disclaimer, like I'm going to be talking about that for a while. And yeah, 2.5 weeks worth, that counts as content for me. Yes, it is. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's so pretty, but I don't know what to put on it. I hate when I do that, like, oh, this has so much potential to have something cute and pretty on it, and I have no idea what the heck to put on it. I have been putting scary stuff on pumpkins for obvious reasons because of the Halloween. See, there's that bat I was talking about. I'm trying to get rid of this thing. It was just like a plain pumpkin with random bat decals on it. I'm like, ugh. Let's remove your blemishes with a lot of foundation. I don't know. I don't know anything about makeup. I wish I was joking. I know the basic things from what I've seen vaguely online. And then I just drop it from there because I can't wear makeup too much. Like maybe lipstick or like tinted lip gloss and something for like a moisturizer or a lotion for my face. And that is it. I can't do any further than that because my face is oily and I don't like it. And then when you have extra layers on your face, it just feels like you're just smothering cake batter on your face. And then you walk out in public like, ugh, my eyelids. I had that literal feeling where it felt like I had cake batter on my eyelids. And that was not for me. That was for wedding pictures. And so I'm not very keen on having too much makeup, like very, very light, faintest of the faint. And that is super rare. But for the most part, it's just like Blistex, chapstick, moisturizer, and some level of sunscreen. Then I'm pretty good. Oh, got my leg. I was sitting on my leg. Okay, so this blending is not very cute. Is there anything I could talk about that isn't boring? No. Let's see. For the trip, what else can I talk about? One of the first places we went to was Bailin Park, and that's in Shenyang. One of the first places we went to. It's pretty accessible by the local subway station. but it's a little complicated because you have to transfer if you're going to certain areas. So there's like a connecting train station within this train station. And if you want to go to another place that has to be connected, you have to go take it. Otherwise, you might go a different direction that you're going to, like the wrong direction. It's a little complicated, but they do speak English, funny enough. But even the stop names, they have really long Chinese names. Like, I can't remember. Like Qian Dajie, like something like that, or Taoxian something. Like, oh, okay, I'm not going to remember. So I always take pictures, and that saved me so much trouble. Okay, and it helped me navigate actual malls that were ginormous because my family and my in-laws cannot really navigate. Like, go the way we came, and they're like, how did we get back? It's so crowded and crazy. And then I had pictures, plus I'm pretty okay at malls. Like, oh, we went past that really creepy area over there, and oh, we went past those giant teddy bears, just go through there, and then we find our way back. I can't navigate with a freaking map, but give me some visual aids that stand out, and I can probably help you get your way back. And then, so Balin Park, I think I from what I remembered, it's actually a tomb burial for the first Qing Dynasty emperor, Nurhat. Indiana Jones pronounced it Nuhachi or something, but it's like Nuhatsu, something like that. I can't pronounce it. I'll just say the first Manchurian emperor. And you would think, oh, it should be very like, quiet, respectful, it's pristine, and you have to be, talking in hushed voices, and you should be respectful. If you're disrespectful, get out of our place. No, it's not. It's like a ginormous park, and it's huge, and you can, like, there's old people dancing in the squares. There's like a whole bunch of lakes and rivers to admire and take pictures. There's little areas for children to play their little games. There's those giant floating hamster wheels. I wish I was joking. And I put my son in there, and I don't know if he liked it, but he got into it. It just got him really sweaty. And then there's a giant water gun you have to pay with your phone, and you can shoot ginormous bouts of water into the lake. It was weird, but like, I never saw that here. So I was like, he has to try it. And then they sell like little turtles, frogs. There's like an area full of fish, like goldfish and koi or carp. And you get to pay like a handful of money for some bags of fish food. And they just, they're like eating it like crazy. There's something and you can also go on a little boat, you can go on a boat ride, but don't go by the deep end, especially if you can't swim. But there's always those knuckleheads that try to go and dare the dare of going to the deep end, because it's in Chinese, it's not in English. They can read it. They just like, oh, let's go over there anyway and see what happens. There's always those people that ruin it for everyone else, always, no matter where you're at. Also, the weather was crazy hot, and I know a lot of people hate hot weather. They make reels and TikToks about, I hate hot weather. Me being Little Miss Opposite, I love hot weather. The hotter, the better. I think it's because I'm living in always cool temperatures, and it's gray, or if it's sunny like it is right now, but it's windy, it's always cold air, and I hate it. I don't care. If you're going to argue with me about it, go somewhere else. I don't care. Even though I am of age and I am excessively sweating like a jerk, I still love hot weather. I don't care. I'll be like tired, like, oh yeah, it's hot, but I still like it more than just freaking layering up in ginormous ball winter outfits into freaking June. I still enjoy hot weather. It's nice. Maybe not for some people, which I understand. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say, like, if you don't like hot weather, you're a piece of trash. No, you're not. I understand. Everyone's different. Hey, if I lived in hot weather all my life, I would most likely think like you too. Okay, I understand, but I don't. That's why I appreciate hot weather a little bit more than I healthily should. Oh my God, why are people messaging me? The whole freaking days, no one messages me. But then when I do things that are on my own terms, then other people like, hey, guess what? Let's talk. I'm like, what? Don't you just have to deal with that? Yes, I do. Because now people are chatting. Because this whole freaking day, no one was messaging me. And I'm like, oh, I guess no one wants to talk. They got lives. I guess I can do live stream and after I do this picture stuff. And then people are talking. I was like, oh. I have that kind of luck. Do you? I know I do. I mean, I don't mind. It's just like sometimes it's like, hey, where were you three hours ago? Okay, anything else? All right, the Balin Park. They also sell ice cream, little what is it? In Tagalog, it's pasalubong, but it's like tourist gifts. Oh my gosh, keep bothering. Ugh. Okay, so yeah, there's always something for someone. And I also saw some cosplayers doing like Douyin or whatever videos for their social media. And it looks definitely cosplay, like something from what Gaming Dynasty, and they're doing like a really elaborate dance in flowy, billowy clothes. Oh, right. When I came back to China and we were going onto the subway, it was dead empty. It was like around 10:30 to 11 p.m. And we were like, oh, this is pretty good. There's no one here. That's nice. And then at one particular stop, I don't know which stop, but this one, we were bombarded by 20-year-old girls and their boyfriends, but mostly 20-year-old girls. And they were, what was very distinct about them was, aside from them being as tall as and taller than me, they were wearing a lot of pink, like not just bright pink, but I mean a little bit, but the majority was like a very washed out, faded pink. Tons of white billowy dresses or billowy baggy lounge pants of some kind, and ginormous marshmallow shoes or knockoff Crocs. And they had their own little bags or what is it? Tote bags with a whole bunch of keychains or plushy keychains being attached to them. And then, it was a whole flood of them. And we're like, where did these girls come from? And it was a little bit overwhelming. And my poor kid was like, oh my God, what's going on? But he was like so petrified. He didn't know what to do. We just go this way, you're fine. And then later on, we found out from one of the employees that there was a concert there was a concert going on that day from a local pop idol from Shenyang, and he's like a year younger than me. I was like, oh, he still has fans, and they're like in their 20s, but you see his face, he looks like he's their age. So I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense. And then I don't know, I haven't seen any any highlights from that concert, and I'm not really looking forward to it, but it was like it caused the girls to enter some level of frenzy into the train station. And when we had to transfer, there was still a bunch of girls following us as well. And then even when we got off on our stop, a handful more girls got off the same time as us. So it was quite insane because we just came from a 12-hour flight. And we're like, oh, okay, we gotta go back to the hotel. But the hotel is like a 5-minute walk from the train station. I mean, the subway train station. So it was very convenient, thankfully. We didn't have to walk an extra 10, 20 minutes or hail a taxi and this and that. So it was quite convenient. And then my son had to use the bathroom. Thankfully, it helped usher us in faster because the process to get in was like, we need our passports and we need our IDs, blah, 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 blah. And I'm all, and then my kid's like, I gotta go back. I said, well, why didn't you say anything while we were on the plane or in the airport or whatever? He didn't. Sometimes he holds it in. And then, so we ushered him, we got our room keys, we went to the rooms, and then that was it for that day. Oh my God, that was chaotic. With Balin Park, Yeah, it was pretty nice. It's pretty pleasant. It's huge for a tomb place originally meant to be a tomb. I like what they did. But I think if you have to go to the actual tomb, you have to pay. But the park area with like the boats and the singing and dancing and the little things for the kids and tourists and what have you, I think there is a ticket for that. But when you go to the actual tomb, that's another ticket. So we didn't go to that one this time, but I've been there before. It's not too bad. A lot of walking, but not too bad. Okay, I need to let this dry because this is kind of what's going on here. Oh gosh, it left the runoff of, it had diarrhea, I'm sorry. For your punishment, oh god. Well, I can, okay, I effed up. So, this is the most mess I had in a long time, so I'm not going to, but I need to clean. Where are my things? And if you hear background noise, the husband is also doing, I'm not sure if he's doing a live, but I know he's playing games. Okay, other things about the trip. Well, with girls' fashion, yeah, it was very like billowy white colors and flowy dresses. Some of them were dressing up like they're in a Chinese dynasty of some kind, maybe Tang or Ming or Song dynasty. The men, they had some city fashion sense, but it was mostly black clothes, funny enough, and a white t-shirt, black pants, black shoes. Maybe sometimes an ugly haircut, but sometimes they looked okay. They were not as elaborate as the girls. And sometimes the older women around my age, they dress up like the 20-year-olds. So sometimes I get them mixed up. I was like, oh, there's a 20-year-old. Wait, she has like 2 kids, maybe. Oh no, camera. You didn't like me talking about fashion for once. Here, have a dirty napkin. Oh, right. I need to start on this. That's why. Okay. This one, I need to do this. I don't know if it'll work out, but let's find out. Now, this is supposed to be for my nephew. I need it done by tomorrow, and I wasted time. Sorry, I'm only doing this because my camera's being wonky and annoying. Please work. I beg of you. I beg of you. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe the other side just do spider webs. I don't know. And oh yes, that whole thing about the Labubus and those Pop Mart and the blind boxes from Asian country, or at least from China, some from Japan surprisingly, and Hong Kong. They have stores specifically for blind boxes. So many of them. And I only went to one mall and they're insane. It's like, what the heck? There's so many. And Labubus, funny enough, are not as sought after as I thought they would be. I mean, some people had them, but it was not a big deal. It was not like, I have to have this limited edition Labubu. Then you turn on it's a Lahuhu. And no, it wasn't like that at all. It was just, oh, it's another one. Okay. And some people do collect them, but it was, again, not as a big deal as it is outside of China. But at the same time, they had a lot of blind box stores, and a lot of people had those ginormous keychains, and they look like stuffed animals with a keychain attached to it. I was like, oh. And while I tried the trend, I got one of Lulu the Piggy Lifesaver donut ring thing. It was so cute. I only got it for 1 kwai for doing a purchase. I lost it while I was in a taxi. I'm pretty sure it fell out of the taxi and I had no idea. Or it fell in the train station. One of those two. Thankfully, I took a few pictures, but it was cute, and I lost it because I'm an idiot and I was not careful. Thankfully, I did not lose my Tuxedo Sam keychain, which went with me on my trip, which is this guy here. Hello. But just to be on the safe side, I just tucked it in my bag and did not have any other keychains, except maybe the Shy Guy from Super Mario Brothers, and that is about it. Then, what else? I will not be on here as long. Just Mickey. Okay. Then the thing about Pop Mart is there's so many other prettier looking dolls, and also Sanrio as well. And so many things from Disney. They had Winnie the Pooh. They kept saying, oh, they banned Winnie the Pooh in China because they made some comparisons to you know who. And they still had Winnie the Pooh where I was at least. I don't know about the entirety of China, but where I was at, they were fine with the Pooh Bear. And they were so cute. The only problem is I did not have a big enough luggage. Much regret, because now I can't buy them. And they were super ridiculously cute and chubby. That was another issue. They were too chubby for me to fit all of them into the freaking carry-on bag. So I had to resist the urge to buy a whole bunch of cute things. They had things from Toy Story. They had stuff from Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch was very popular, more popular than Labubu's, funny enough. Also, Powerpuff Girls, My Little Ponies, Crayon Shin-chan. Crayon Shin-chan was there too. They had some promos for him, and I wanted some of his stuff. He's kind of funny. And then also some random animals, but I was surprised they had Lulu the Piggy, because that one is what I go to, but I don't buy the whole thing because some of the designs I don't like. On the other hand, though, it was really like, what can I do? I want to buy all the things and I cannot help. I had to resist the urge. I think I showed what I bought last time, and it was very, while it was like, yes, I bought it, I was like, I want more, give me more. But I could not. Resisting the urge was so difficult. And then my kid didn't care for the toys. He liked Burger King, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, very westernized food. We tried to offer him Chinese food, and he did not like it. And even when we go to the malls, what's mostly Chinese food, they still have options for Western food, but we have to go all the way to the bottom floor to find it when we were really near the top of the floors of the mall. Ugh, insane. But yeah, the Pop Marts and the other kinds of stores, they have like also Legos. They had a handful of Legos, either their own brand or actual Legos, but they had their own, which was actually pretty neat. Mostly made up of flowers and Sanrio. Also for boys, like space and crap. And it was pretty cool to see. The only other thing, though, is the prices got more expensive. And I'm not surprised, because those blind boxes in general, that is not children money. That is clearly adult money. And I'm not good at math, but over there, their standard for blind boxes is 69 RMB. Here it's maybe about $15.99 to $21.99, sometimes $24, $27.99. And that's already too much for me. Like maybe once every 3 to 5 months, I'll buy one of those. And even then, that's if I feel like it. So it's a big fat maybe. And if I have a splurge, okay, fine, maybe I'll do that. But super rare, super, super rare. Now, they used to be much cheaper, but I guess with those kinds of toys, no. The quality is quite decent from what I've seen. And I really like the Winnie the Pooh, the Stitch, and some of the Sanrio, especially Hangyodan. But again, I did not have enough space. You could just say, oh, just buy the smaller toy. Oh, no, the smaller toys are not as cute. There were exceptions, but not by much. And then you have to pay with your phone with barcodes. And because we were foreigners, well, I am, and I haven't been there for 6 years, we just assume, okay, let's just do cash. But no, it's super, super high tech over there. You got to pay with your phones. And if you don't, you're kind of seen as a weirdo. And they did. So I was all, I'm sorry, I didn't know. But they actually do accept cash, but you have to tell them about it. So it's not impossible to pay without a barcode, but just expect weird looks. Because, like, you don't pay with your phone? Like, I understand. It's embarrassing. But here we are. And then, what else? It's not exactly what I wanted, but it's something right now. I could probably put like dead flies or something in here. And then what else? I might have to stop at 8 o'clock so I can make food. Because like I mentioned earlier, I didn't make dinner because of the jet lag and I'm tired and I don't like cooking. Like people assume because you can't cook means you like to cook. No, I don't. Not in my case. I don't like it. And I'm very vocal about it, but I still do it because we got to eat something. So just because you don't like cooking does not mean you hate it. You can cook. It's just, I'm tired of it. In the process of washing dishes, putting away leftovers, making sure everyone ate the things. And sometimes people don't like what you make. That irks the hell out of me a lot. But I like it. It's one thing if it tastes like crap and I know it tastes like crap, but most of the food I make, it's like, I ate it. I didn't go to the hospital. I'm fine. And then other people like, nah, you know. Annoying. Okay, so anyway, let's just do something like this here. And then, what else about China? I'm trying to think, sorry. That makes sense, right? I don't know. That kind of makes sense. It's just okay. I think I might paint the eyes black. This pink stuff isn't doing it for me. And then what else? I think I mentioned the Chinese where I was at were super tall. That still blows me away because I'm so used to the Asians here, myself included. I'm only 5'4", but over there, like one of my husband's friends' wife, I think she's like 5'7". No, she might be 5'8". She's super tall, but she did have those chunky shoes, but she's still taller than me. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, we're taller and stronger here. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm not so lucky, but it's cool. That's so cool. And then they were like, again, 20-year-olds, both girls and boys, young men, young women, crazy tall. So that whole like this, we're so brainwashed as to how certain people from certain backgrounds are like until you go to the actual country and other areas, not just the well-known touristy areas like Northeast China. That was still an eye-opener for me. And I'm like, oh, thank God. I had a student, he was 14 years old in 2014. His English name was Bob, and he's taller than my husband. My husband, like I mentioned, he's like 6'2", 6'3" sometimes. But this boy, this 14-year-old Bob, he was like, I'm pretty sure 6'5". 6'5", 6'6", and he's still growing. Then I met his mom. His mom's also tall, but not as tall as Bob. The mom was probably like 5'8", 5'9". And she wanted to make me dumplings as a thank you for taking in her son to teach. But she never gave me those dumplings. I still remember. It'd be pretty funny. I ever met her like, hey, I'm waiting for those dumplings. It's been since 2014. Where are my dumplings? You know, I'm not like that. It's just I had jokes like that with my husband. So anyway, yeah, they run quite tall there. And if they're not that tall, they're more sturdy looking and they will pick a fight. They are not like here where they're like quiet and meek. And for them to put up a fight, they have to go through extremes and stuff. No, they're just like both men and women. They will, you piss them off, they'll get on your ass about it and not give a shit. And I think that's so cool. I wish I was that strong. I mean, everyone does have their limits when to not be annoyed, but at the same time, when there's always that stereotype like, oh, they don't fight back. They just like to do homework and be overachievers and do computer stuff. That there's nothing afterwards. There's nothing manly or super strong about what group of people. And then turns out there's a whole bunch of them, loud. They'll get in your face if you cause them trouble, but they're super nice. You know, you're nice to me, I'm nice to you, you know, that whole thing. But if you're mean to me, you know, watch out, that sort of thing. And yeah, I think a lot of people have that mentality, you know, some just more or less than others. That, you know, that's normal. But I think the stereotypes here still keep refusing to go away, and people keep thinking, oh yeah, that's the way it is. Like so many dating testimonies of people like, I would never date XYZ race because they're so nerdy. You know, that's stupid crap. And then that's so stupid. Like the more for me. I'm just kidding. Is this okay? This is kind of, I might fix it a bit, but I have to paint over it. That's the other thing. I'll probably put some dead bugs in it. No, it doesn't have in the front. It's in the butt. Okay, so he has butt webs. I don't know. Just put something here. Something of the sort. And then I guess that is okay for now. I kind of have to let it dry. Then I got to go back to the other pumpkin. So this is what I do, for those of you unaware. I go through several works in progress at the same time, if I have the time to do so. And if the paint lets me, because some certain paints take forever to dry. And this has hair on it. Lovely. That's not a sprinkle. That's hair. Oh my gosh. So now I gotta do this again because I messed up earlier, and then I have to let it lie on the side. Hair, stop it. See, this is the downside of having long hair. It just gets everywhere. Oh my goodness. My kid, when he laughs, it's a full-on belly laugh. It's so cute, but it does get loud. Okay, so other things about China. It's huge. I cannot emphasize that enough. And I know I said that last time, but it needs another reminder that it's ridiculously huge and very stylish and very, very... Of course, you have some areas where it doesn't look so clean, but what country does not have dirty ass places? But when they clean themselves up, oh my God, it looks super fancy, super advanced, super high tech, super, super everything. And so when I notice sometimes when we see things from China, it's always like the countryside or people acting ratchet or traffic accidents, people eating too much food, or they pull pranks on their grandmas, moms or dads, or their children make little pranks and this and that. But really, when you actually go there, my God, you'll be overwhelmed. The place is huge. Like one block in Shenyang takes like I'm pretty sure like an almost 10-minute walk to get to the other side. And that's if there's no hordes of people there, because it is crowded. Like there's a reason why China is so huge, because there's so many freaking people. And even with so much space, it's still crowded. It's insane. Of course, the countryside, there's not a lot of people. It's not like, oh, it's crazy crowd in the countryside. A lot of the countryside people, especially the younger generations, they want to earn more money and a better life, so they move out to go to the cities, which a lot of them usually do. Now, what is it? The countryside, some people actually prefer, I heard some people are trying to move back to the countryside to not deal with the stresses of city life. And I think that's not just in China. I think some other Asian countries have that trend as well. Or they get a van and try to pack up and move somewhere that's more, to their style or to their aesthetic, whatever's. But at the same time, maybe they try to do like a YouTube channel or content creation with this kind of lifestyle. And while it seems, oh, that's interesting, that looks fun to do, is it long-term sustainable? I don't know. If that depends if you're successful or not. And for the most cases, many people are not. many people end up, oh, this is too hard. I'm running out of money. I need to go back and get a 9-to-5 job sort of deal. Which is why some people tend to go to like social media influencer kind of job, because they don't want to do the 9-to-5 anymore, waste their lives in an office job. They want to live it up a bit more, have more interesting things to talk about with their peers and their coworkers and their families. But at the same time, reality hits them and like, you need that money. You can't do that going on a road trip with little to no money, and your savings is running out and you have no toilet paper. Oh my gosh. So I think no matter where you go, you have to make sure you have a stable amount of income somehow, because this whole social media influencer life, it's not as easy as people think it is. And I'm not an influencer at all. I'm like, don't end up like me. Or like, I just say things and people don't really like it. I don't know. Or I do art things and people don't like it. I do notice, and someone mentioned it before, like when they went to an artist alley and they see art that is out for sale, it's always like a capybara or some kind of like fan art, My Little Pony, some generic anime style that they all peddle, rather than an actual individual style. Even the individual, unique, original art sort of looks like another person's art, or at least other 4 or 5 people's art styles. And that's what I try not to do. I don't even think I have an art style. I just like to make things with my hands so I don't go bored, I guess. And so,
Dad, it's already 8. Can I go out?
No.
Why?
It's not your turn to yard there.
I didn't do it yesterday.
sorry, they're talking.
Wait, Dad, I didn't play too much today.
This is
Sorry. Let's see. Oh my gosh.
I don't want to. That's it. Sport.
The drama at home. Clean up your room. No, father. No. I'm like, oh boy. Ah! Where are you going, sir? Oh gosh, let me put this guy away before he gets paint on him. Yes. So the trip, my brain froze. I forgot what, because when I stopped talking and then someone else started talking, then my brain just died and like, I don't know what happened. What do I talk about? I'll remember it once I watch this again. Well, maybe I will be on here as long, but I need to wrap it up. Also, how is this time? I mentioned in my description that I will have a series of test live streams to see what is a suitable time for people in other time zones, other hemispheres. I had that suggestion the day before I went to my trip to try another schedule. So I was like, okay, I'll see what I can do. But I'm not just going to do one for one person. I will do a series of other times. The only problem is sometimes certain family members take naps around times that were suggested. So I don't think I can do that kind of time. But I will try other times just to see what works for other people. Not just where I'm used to. But I will stick to the Wednesday one because that's the most suitable time I can do for my live streams. And then the kind of content I was suggested to do is to try to do like maybe a Bob Ross sort of thing, but I'm not very nice. Despite how I sound, I'm not a very nice personality. I'm not like, I'm not very feminine. I'm not very blah. This is the peak of my art, I guess. What I can show in works of progress right now. But the whole live Bob Ross sort of thing, I think I have to do my whole camera setup a lot differently, I think, especially if I'm going to show myself and I don't want to. Like at most I do that on a little bit with the video games and reactions, which I don't do anymore, but I'll try to do different things because my subscriber count it's still going up, but I need to try more things just to see if anything sticks or anything new for me to jumpstart my content again. besides the usual stuff. I will also post the Korean museums photos. I did take some videos there since it does adhere to the theme that made my channel successful. So yeah, but I didn't do a lot of videos. It was mostly pictures. So it might be more like a slideshow sort of thing. I don't think YouTube likes that, but too bad. And I also took the boat ride along the Yalu River. And you are very close to North Korea. Of course, you're not gonna be so close that you go on land, go to the shoreline and just start, hey, what's up, guys? And it's not like that. You just go on a boat. They drive around along the Yalu River, and they make a turn and they go underneath that broken bridge, and then they park themselves back to where we came from. That's about it. Not too bad. And then along the side of the Yalu River, you can also take pictures dressed as a Korean lady. They also have some clothes for men, but it's usually more for women, and I did that the second time. I wanted my son to dress up, but he didn't want to. He's like, no, I don't want to. Get away from me. I'm like, okay, fine. He's so cute, though. I want him to dress up some cute clothes, and he does not want to. I should have taken advantage when he was like 1 year old and super cute and could not protest. Oh well. Oh my gosh, they cannot wait. It's not nighttime. Why is it going boom, boom, boom outside? I don't understand. Goodness gracious. Yeesh. I did see fireworks while I was still in China, but there was no occasion, no special reason. They just felt like it. So if I feel like the fireworks are too far away from where I'm at, I'm just gonna rewatch that video. Like, okay, I did my part. Okay, I'm gonna wrap things up when people leave, I think. Oh my god.
Cats, trains, bees.
Well, someone asked me about my trip. Like, so how was your trip? How was the COVID? Are there any like emergency epidemic warnings? Was there the collapse of the economy, lack of money and finances? How was it like over there? I was like, it was fine. Only jet lag at most. We were fine. Because like I mentioned before, there's a lot of fear-mongering posts and reels, TikToks, whatever on YouTube, and also YouTube videos. And people, you post something like that long enough, people can believe. And I was one of them. I admit it sucks, but I was one of them. But when I actually went there, it was like, at least to where I was at, nothing of the sort was of that. It was like a normal day over there, just really crowded and noisy. But other than that, it was fine. So that's why sometimes when you do say, like, why bother going to other countries? I could just watch it online. And I did have that mindset, I'll admit. But then when you actually go to the country, it's just so much more different than just watching it from behind the screen. It definitely is cheaper, I'll admit that. But at the same time, I do recommend trying to travel as much as you can before your health declines even further, because if you have bad health and you travel, it's such a detriment to the experience, I think. Such a detriment. And I want to go before I'm old and ugly. I still look okay. I want to go out, go visit more places before I need a wheelchair to go on a plane, Like, oh my gosh. Surprisingly, there was a lot of old people traveling. Not just the ones, that walk slowly, but also ones that are on wheelchairs that need wheelchair assistance. I was like, oh, wow. That's really brave of them. Because I know people who are full-fledged, like healthy adults, they just don't want to travel. It's stupid. It's a waste of time. I don't want to do it. Don't make me go out. No. You're like, oh my God. Like, what scared you? What scared you, tiny mortal? What scared you to not try to fly? But it is kind of scary when you do the takeoff and the turbulence, especially when you see videos of the extreme turbulences. But those are the rare cases. Most time it's a quite comfortable flight. Also, just watch out for the weather patterns around your area and going to the country you're going to. Because, yeah, there's a lot of research when you do traveling, and weather is quite vital. Be careful when you travel on a bad day, especially if it's stormy weather or there's a lot of wind. Be very careful. But thankfully, the flights we had were quite good. There was very little turbulence. And when they say, oh, watch out for turbulence, it was not as bad as what I've felt before. And the other thing I also don't like are ear aches. I don't know if any of you guys have ear aches when flying, but I get that in certain places. Not all the time, but I know in LA I got it. That one lasted the longest, like maybe an hour. Like one side of my ear was like, oh, it's like a headache, but in your ear. It hurts. I hate it. And then I think the first time I experienced that was when I had to fly to South Korea for paperwork. And I was like, oh, what the heck? And I was still in the plane. And it, oh, what is that? What is that? Ow. You know, it felt like that. And then they fly carefully low. They lowered themselves more. They descended. And then I was fine. It's so weird. So ear aches, I would understand why some people would not like it. I mean, there is pain medicine, but it is also best to not be super codependent on painkillers. But, you know, just as needed, right? Okay. Aw, it's pretty and yet kind of not. Okay, I think there's 0 people. Oh, no. I will wrap things up in a bit. I got to make some dinners. So, yeah, what did I talk about today? So I did reminisce a little bit about 4th of July and what we usually did. It was not a lot. It felt like a lot when you're actually experiencing the time there. But when you talk about it, at least for me, it's just basically hang out with family and loved ones, eat food, wait till nighttime, buy fireworks while waiting, hang out with the little kids, watch fireworks in a public setting, light up your own fireworks safely, of course, and then go home or wait till the next day in case of possible drunk drivers. That was basically it. And then there's random people behind me doing fireworks, not literally behind me, but like houses away. They cannot wait. What else? I was also continuing my talk about China and how I spent time in Bailin Park. I forgot to talk about I did talk about the Forbidden City, I think. The original Forbidden City in Shenyang. I was like, I didn't know that. I was like, I thought it was only in Beijing, but no, they started off in Shenyang and then later on they moved to Beijing for the actual, more well-known Forbidden City. I was like, okay, I see. No, they didn't move it. They just built another location, you know, like a food chain, but with forbidden cities, I guess. And that one was interesting because it's meant to be a tomb for the first Manchurian emperor, but then there is the actual tomb, but you have to pay for it. And you already paid for the entrance fee for the park part of the tomb area of Bailin Park. But the actual tomb, yeah, there's an additional fee, and my in-laws were like, nah, let's not do it. I was like, okay, fine. But I went there before, so it's not like, oh, okay, but okay. The second Forbidden City I forgot to mention, you can dress up like a Qing dynasty, either I guess a concubine. I don't know. There's a lot of them dressed like concubines. I was like, okay. And then also the empress and the emperor, or a little Qing dynasty prince. I was like, oh, that's so cute. I wanted my son to do that. He did not want to do it. He was just anything that involves learning. He doesn't want to deal with it. He just like, let's go already. He's very blunt if he doesn't like anything. But I'm like, it's nice. I'm learning and be quiet. But I enjoyed the Forbidden City, Bailin Park, and the malls. See, I can enjoy modern and old things. It's okay. And then what else did I talk about? Stereotypes a little bit, the train station. Oh, next Wednesday. I will still talk about China, but I do have a story time. So stick around for that if you're interested. Oh, hello. Boy, No farting. But I'm fine with that. The fireworks farted. Okay, so yes, I will do a story time next Wednesday, just as you, because I do have a handful of stories, and I may talk about the duration or the itinerary of my entire trip there. But of course, it'll be a very rough summary. I will try not to talk about it in the span of 2.5 weeks because we all got lives. We got to move on, but I have a lot to talk about. And also because when I was in China, there was no internet for all Western social media. No internet in the slightest. I couldn't even pay a health insurance bill in China. They did not accept that website. So I had to go all the way to the other side of the planet to pay a health insurance bill. How dedicated I am. Healthcare. Okay, so I think that'll be it for now. I got to start making dinners and let this sucker dry. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for watching if you do. Thank you for liking and trying this different time. If you have any suggestions for other time for me to go on here to do a live stream, let me know in the comments or message me on Instagram or what have you, and we'll figure something out, or I will delegate what is good and what is like, I can't do that. So I will go before someone shows up. Thank you for having me. I'll see you on Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is Deleon saying Happy New Year. Happy 4th of July, and I'll see you. What?
Almost lost my backpack in China.
You didn't lose your backpack. Yeah. Well, that's the story for next week. So I will see you next Wednesday. Take care now. My hand. Bye-bye.
I did have your hand.